Human Vengeance. Chapter 35. The Collective's Stance. Xyvarg brought its trunk down to the table, giving it a light tap. With attention on it, the Crescent spoke again, choosing its words deliberately. I am glad you two wish for peace. I would loathe to see us against each other in war. I feel we should ask, though, why did you stop after your initial assault? From the way it started and what you describe yourselves as, I would have expected you to still be fighting. Kelly gave a small cough, bringing her hands together. You are right in part. We want to keep fighting. The pain we felt gave rise to anger to propel us forwards. It made us thrive out of spite, not out of our own determination. But it is a hard flame to keep alight. Even though we still remember that day, we can't make it define us. The hate will not go away. Not for a long time, perhaps ever. But those of us here want to push past it. We want to prove ourselves better and have our people live despite it. Her eyes turned grave, staring through the collective members. And this is why after the first attack, we want peace. If you came to us with the intent of war, it would be responded to with a blaze of fury. I know we would have turned to our darkest selves and released a new concept onto the galaxy. Genocide. Tattle stopped typing for the first time. Its stalks seemed to wave in the air before settling. What does that word mean? Eve spoke up, her voice carrying a terrible sorrow. Essentially, the killing of vast numbers of people and destruction of culture from a specific group, with the aim of destroying that group. A terrible term, from a terrible time in human history, a time that should be left to the past and not inherited by the present or future. Kelly took up the speaking role again, nodding to Eve. Thank you, Eve. I'm not telling you this to intimidate you. It is a matter of truth. There is a lot of resentment on our end, something that if not held in check will only end in pain for one of us, and the other's extinction. After all, there are never any winners in war, only victors. A chill fell over the collective delegation. They could understand hate to some extent. They could just about rationalize through our actions. But it was clear from the uneasy silence that this concept was utterly alien to them. Anthony gave a small smile at their uneasiness. He leaned forwards, letting his elderly, harmless demeanor speak for itself. I hope this hasn't scared you too much. I would be interested to hear what the general opinion of the collective is at the moment, without them knowing what we have just told you. Ketiv gave a tiny clap, shifting its body to look towards him. The collective opinion is split. The bureaucracy itself is investigating Genev and the video. He has been cooperating, but claims utter ignorance of it. His biometrics seem to agree, despite being an unperfected art. It has led them to think either he is a master manipulator, which is not out of the question, or there is a third party involved who had framed him. They have declared your attacks to be unrivaled aggression. However, they have not declared your people to be criminals. They will be seeking reparations for the families of those lost, and for any increase in pirate activity in the area whilst the fleets are repaired. Xyvarg blew out through its trunks, sounding almost like a sigh. The general population itself has splits of its own. Some back the bureaucracy and the idea of reparations. Others see your actions as commendable due to your position and ask that you are not treated harshly. Those who lost family and friends, however, think you are monsters and deserve punishment. I can understand them, as I'm sure you can as well. I'm sure you took this into account when you chose your course of action, but it will make establishing a relationship difficult. Anthony nodded before Donnie spoke up. There is something we should disclose, which may help. Those who ejected have been brought in, and we have done our best to treat injuries and keep them healthy. As part of these peace talks, I'm sure we can arrange that they be released to yourselves. Tadul focused on her, typing faster. You have helped them, despite being the cause of their pain? There was a sharp intake of breath around the room, but Donnie just smiled, nodding. Yes, we did. As Kelly said, we seek to be better than our base selves. Yes, you can say we wronged them. Our actions will be a stain on the history books. But that does not mean we leave behind all compassion and empathy. Switzel's antenna curled, her voice somewhat subdued, but not completely. That is so good to hear. You are kind, even when it would not be expected of you. I'm glad to see my beliefs are not unfounded. Tadul dipped its body, gently opening and closing its large claw. I meant no offense. It is my duty to ensure as much is saved as possible. Sometimes that involves asking questions that are prying. Doni watched it, calmly sitting there. I understand. Achilles gave a slight beep, attracting their attention. In the interests of peace, you have said about the fact you think culls should be prevented, a fact I know we all stand behind. How do you expect to achieve this? And what would you require from us to get it done? Are you intending us to be the scapegoat? Ketiv blinked, thinking. The initial part is to have talks like this. We can shine the light on how many of you were killed and what you as a species lost in it. If you are willing to share stories of what happened and how it felt, that should go some way to turning opinion around. Anthony spoke again, bringing out his own tablet. How about proof that Earth could have maintained its population with some changes to society and the way things operate? We know you use various algorithms and such. Surely proof that it is wrong would help. Ketiv blinked again, before running the top of its body. If you have that, it might work, but it will have major repercussions. We built this collective on such things. Our justice system, colony planning, resource management, all stem from old algorithms that have been maintained up to this day. If one of the oldest is proven wrong, Eve piped up. The collective could split. Ketiv slowly clapped, movements dulled. Yes, it could. Shaladar 13 OP, I have run into a bit of a block with this story, as you may have noticed with the lack of updates. I don't want to say it's canceled, but unfortunately, I think it will be on hiatus for a bit. Apologies for having to pause this, but I hope to pick up the thread again something soon.